One cold Friday morning, Tony took his daughter Mia into the living room and did something rather surprising with her. However, he didn't know there was a camera there. When his wife Laura checked the camera at night, she couldn't believe her eyes. She broke down in tears when this video of Tony and his daughter went viral. People reacted to it in different ways. Many people cried, some were shocked, and others were speechless. This made me cry. I will never watch it again. Someone in the comments section wrote, "The most surprising thing is that this story happened just after a frightening incident that almost tore Mia's parents apart a few weeks before." Tony was caught doing something with his daughter. He returned from work earlier than usual and walked straight into Laura's room. "Darling, you're home early," Laura greeted, but she was met with a cold stare. She had never seen such a look in Tony's eyes, and it scared her to the core. Tony looked like a real mess. He didn't have his tie on, and he never took it off until he got home. His eyes were bloodshot as if he had been crying the whole day. Worse still, he smelled of alcohol. Laura knew the husband she married would never drink and drive, so something was wrong, really wrong. "Why?" Tony finally said that fateful evening, his voice trembling with a mixture of anger and confusion. Laura's heart raced, and she couldn't hide the guilt that washed over her. She had been keeping a secret, one she never intended to reveal, fearing it would destroy their family. Tony's silence hung in the air like a heavy storm cloud, waiting to unleash its fury. Laura felt cornered, unable to escape the truth any longer. Tears welled up in her eyes as she tried to find the words to explain. "Tony, I didn't know how to tell you," Laura began, her voice shaky. "It's about Mia. Something happened a few weeks ago, and I didn't want to burden you with it." Tony's eyes, still bloodshot and filled with anguish, widened with alarm. He staggered slightly, then steadied himself, desperate to understand the cryptic words his wife was uttering. "What happened to Mia?" Tony demanded, his voice growing more urgent. Laura took a deep breath, her hands trembling. She knew that this revelation could shatter their already fragile relationship. But she also knew that keeping the truth hidden was eating away at her conscience. She decided it was time to confess. "Mia had an accident," Laura confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I took her to the emergency room and they had to perform surgery. She's been recovering, but I was afraid to tell you because I knew you were already under so much stress with work and everything." Tony's face turned ashen, his mind struggling to process the enormity of the news. Guilt, anger, and a profound sense of betrayal washed over him. He had been oblivious to his daughter's suffering, and his wife had kept this crucial information from him. "You kept this from me?" Tony's voice trembled with anger as he confronted Laura. "My own daughter was in the hospital, and you thought it was better not to tell me?" Laura nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I thought I was protecting you, Tony. I didn't want to add to your stress. I thought Mia would recover and we could put it all behind us." Tony's anger began to give way to sadness and regret. He realized that their communication had broken down, and it had taken a shockingly emotional encounter to bring this hidden pain to the surface. "I wish you had told me, Laura," Tony said, his voice now softer. "I might have been struggling, but I should have been there for my daughter. We should have faced this together." Laura reached out and took Tony's hand, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I'm so sorry, Tony. I know I messed up, but Mia needs both of us now, more than ever." As the truth unfolded between them, Tony and Laura clung to each other, realizing that their family needed healing and rebuilding. The video that had gone viral had brought their secret to light, but it also offered them a chance to come together as a family and support their daughter through her recovery. Little did they know that the surprising act Tony had shared with Mia on that cold Friday morning would serve as a symbol of hope and resilience for their family, inspiring them to mend the fractures in their relationships and emerge stronger together in the face of adversity.